All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. All right, and we back with part 2 on this whole project 2025. And as I mentioned in the first sit down, hey, if old DJ Trump implement this, it's going to be a wrap for a whole lot of people, including you Edomites. But especially it's going to be bad for you Jakes, all right? Because many of you Jakes fit everything that Trump, or should I say, many of you Jakes are in the position, you're in a position where if these things get eliminated by old Cheeto face, Trump, okay, you're going to be in a very bad case. And let's continue with this. It says, additional tax breaks for the corporations and the 1%, higher taxes for the working class, elimination of unions and worker protections, raise the retirement age. All this is bad. Basically, if you're not rich, you're going to be in a very horrible case. He also mentioned, okay, Trump also mentioned that he's getting rid of tax for overtime, and we all know why tax is going to be eliminated for overtime is because he's going to get rid of overtime. You can't tax something that's not there. And I've been watching a few videos and doing some research, and according to this project here, okay, Trump is leaving it in the hands of these corporations to dish out the hours of working and overtime how they see fit. So according to the current, labor laws, okay, pretty much everybody is doing a 40-hour week. Now, if it happens that one week you work 60 hours, the next week the job is only going to schedule you for 20, because you have to remember most jobs pay you every 2 weeks. So if you work 60 hours one week and 20 hours the next, guess what? They ain't got to pay you no overtime. And then you're talking about raising taxes. Okay, many people are struggling to afford what they have right now, or for lack of what they don't have right now. And then you're talking about this guy is raising taxes on the working class. That means taxes on your property is going up, taxes on your health insurance is going up, taxes on your car insurance is going up, taxes on gas is going up, taxes on everything is going up. All right, Donald Trump is about to show you how much of a real nigga he can be. And once again, this is why I'm going to get that Revelation 12 and 12, because this is all part of this devil's great wrath. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the habitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. As I mentioned in the first sit down, these guys are trying to get this whole worldwide thing sewn up by 2030. And in order for such a great shift to happen all across the world, there are certain extreme measures that must be put in place in order for them to achieve their agenda. And if this guy is talking about implementing additional tax breaks for the 1%, as if they don't get enough tax breaks, higher taxes for the working class, elimination of unions and worker protections, raise the retirement age, you're going to have a lot of disgruntled employees. Okay, and this is why in the Bible it talks about how the hand of the wicked is going to be upon this guy. Let's see. No, that's not the one I want. Hold on. Let me put this on pause for a minute. Okay, that is the right one. Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Right, when this dude Donald Trump starts implementing this stuff, okay, and they're going to be on the verge of accomplishing their agenda, this is what it says: he shall be in straits, or he's going to be in a position of difficulty. Why? Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. And that word wicked is aimal, which goes into labor or workman. Okay, if you're talking about a situation like this, where people are going to be paying higher taxes and their salaries are not going to be changing, that's going to be trouble. Elimination of unions and workers' protection, your workers' rights, meaning your employee be able to do anything they want to, like overtime, okay? Police officers, firefighters, plumbers, electricians, your city workers, your state workers, no more unions. Okay, that's going to be a horrible thing when you no longer have a union, when you no longer have a group of people that are fighting for fair labor rules, fighting to get a contract that is beneficial to the workers. Raising the retirement age. You got people that are barely hanging in and they're in their 50s. Can you imagine if these folks got to work to their 70 or 75? Man, you see what happened over in Europe, in France, when they was talking about raising the retirement age. Them folks went berserk. Could you imagine what's going to happen here in America when that happens? When people get fed up? Remember, a lot of Americans got guns. Okay, this is going to cause a serious disruption in the way everyone lives their daily life. So much so to the point where you're going to have that 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another as swords in their hands. Right, you're going to have all these laborers fighting against the 1%, because all the rules that are being made in the Congress and in the Senate and the House, they're going to all be rules that benefit the rich. So you're going to have the classic conflict of the rich versus the poor. It says, a man shall, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Because when these folks ain't got nothing to lose, as the saying goes, they're going to lose it. And when that day happens, we're going to scroll down to verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. These working folks, they're not going to care if somebody's the chief of the police, or they're the alderman, or they work for the city council, or that somebody's a judge, or a senator, or a congressman. They're not going to care about anything, because all they're going to see is this person represents the interest of a group of people who took away my livelihood. And as the scripture says, how is it worded? If he's still a man's wage, he's worse than a bloodshedder. Yep, there it is. Ecclesiasticus 34:20. Actually, I'm going to start at 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. Right. The way a man makes his living, the way a man gets money and supports his family is very important to not only his life, but the survival and protection of his family. And it says, he that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. All right. This is why the scripture always speaks of woe to the bloody man. And who is that? Bad Uncle Esau, so-called white man. It says, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. Right. Because if you take away a man's ability to earn a living to provide for himself or his family, you worse than a murderer. Because at least when you get put to death physically by somebody, that's it. That's the end of the suffering. But if you take away a man's livelihood and he can't support himself, his family, and he's still alive, man, that's a fate worse than death. You got to deal with the ridicule, the shame, the humiliation of being a person that's trying to call yourself a man, a father, and a provider, and you can't even provide for your family. That's a horrible thing. It says, and he that defraudeth the laborer, the hand of the wicked, of his hire, is a bloodshedder. That's bad Uncle Esau. Through and through. Okay? Through and through, that's this guy to a T. And it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And there's going to be a lack of bread and great tribulation because the cost of living is going to be going up. People are going to be paying higher taxes on goods where the quality has not gotten better in the least bit. They're going to get tired of their women's nagging them. They're going to get tired of their kids asking them, how come we can't eat, or how come we're always eating the same thing? It's going to be an all-out Royal Rumble for the bare minimum. As the scripture calls it, the chief and the principal things of life. Food, bread, water, clothes, house to cover shame, the blood of the great, so on and so forth. All right, when bad Uncle Esau takes all these things away, that it's just going to be horrible out here. And unless you're under that covering of Psalm 91, you're going to be, as the scripture says, in a very pitiful case. So that's all I'm going to say on this. Stay tuned for part 3. Once again, I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say Shalom.